Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, perfectly audible.
Perfect. Yeah.
How are you this evening?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. I think due to some technical error, we couldn't connect earlier. So let's
Yes.
just begin now.
Yes. Yes. Sure.
So everybody, for anybody who's watching, I'll just give a brief introduction. We are talking to Mr. Ojasvi Alankar. Very interesting name, and I'll get back to it.
Yes.
He's an electrical engineer, and he secured All India rank 284 in the UPSC Civil Services Examination 2019.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So, yes, sir. My first question is that I'm very intrigued by the meaning of your name.
Yeah. Okay. So there are two parts of it, as you can see, Ujasvi and
Yes,
Alanka.
right,
So Ujasvi means to have that urge, and Oj means splendor. You know, to have that energy to do anything. And
right,
Alankar is something more of a decorative thing. So there are Alankars in literature, there are Alankars
right.
in music. So Alankar added to my name is a decorative thing.
So, splendor and music were a part of what you were born with, actually.
Yes, yes, totally. I'm son of a musician, so yeah.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yes, yes, yes.
But then, how did you fall into the engineering wala trap?
Actually, the decision to not go into music was taken while I was like 6 years old. So my dad
Right.
is a classical guitarist. So he
Okay.
told me that if you really want to go into this field, it will take around a lifetime. You'll have to leave like everything. But then my mom was from the science side, so
Oh,
you know, so I thought,
amalgamation of both.
yeah, amalgamation of both. So now music is kind of my hobby, and science is something which I pursue.
Okay. But when we do talk about science, so
Yes.
you were from IIT, and IIT means the blue-eyed boy of the country because everybody who's from IIT is just something that we deify in this country. So do you think you were a good engineer?
No, that's something you should. That's something you should be asking in a UPSC interview. Do you think you're a good engineer by applying for the civil services? Uh, Engineering is a very, let me say, a very broad field. So engineering is not just about creating machines per se. So if we take a
Right.
very broader view of what engineering is, it's about knowing little things and applying it like everywhere. So you know how to run a small thing, and then you scale up. So that's essentially
Right.
what you do in the government as well. So if you think something like GST Council works super fine, why not do it in the other areas? So taking
Right.
inspiration from your engineering education, you can do wonders in whatever field you are in. So that's how I see engineering, and I think I'm on a journey to become. I want to become a successful engineer this way.
Okay. Because yes, engineering means providing solutions basically.
Yes, yes, yes,
So you did your electrical engineering, and I was just reading about you. So there were a lot of internships as well from very reputable places.
yes, yes.
Um, you were on your path to become a very good engineer, and yet you did not sit for the placements of your final year
Yes, yes, totally. Uh,
because you, yeah, please, sir, continue.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead. You complete the question. Sorry for interrupting.
Because in the last year of your engineering, you did decide that you wanted to pursue civil services. So, how did you decide that when you were doing your BTech?
So while you can see like many things on my CV right now that I've done many internships, right? Like in very different fields. Like I am from electrical
Yeah.
engineering, but still I did some internships in medical science. So like you can directly see, I try to explore as much as I can. So IIT provides you a very good platform to really explore yourself out. So I
Right.
really tested myself out in different fields, and I found out that even though I can do splendidly in different fields, this is not something I want to really do. So coming to IIT was my dream, and I think I fulfilled it that way, and kind of preserved the garima of that seat by
Huh.
doing wonderfully in whatever field I went to. But I eventually realized through many experiences, it's gonna be a long answer then if I start sharing my experiences there. So through many experiences, I realized that this is not something I'm destined to be, and let's just choose what I dreamt about right back in my childhood. So that
Right.
was my calling.
So, it was a childhood dream for you then.
Yes,
Civil
certainly,
services.
because it was my dad's dream. I'm like, it's a typical medical middle class household. So your upbringing is like this. You're told,
Right.
what matters in the society and what not. And then if you're really active about your extracurricular activities and something, you receive prizes by that particular person called a DC. And then you get attracted, oh, who's this guy who is really respected and everybody is waiting. So you initially get attracted by the very, let's just say, the kind of respect that he gets. But then as you
Right.
move on and further in your life, like in your college, you really understand what his role really is in the government or in society in general. So
Right.
it's a long journey, it's a long decision making. Let me just say.
But you did clear it in your very first attempt. Matlab, that must have taken a lot of dedication right from the day you started preparing. It just proves that your preparation was not a haphazarded one. It was very planned.
Yes, yes. In fact, I'm a very strong votary of the same that we should not be making a 5-year plan of this examination. The government has
Right.
really left it doing so. Even we should not really plan it that way. So know things well, know right things at the right place, seek your guidance, get your concepts clear. Take a step back and prepare well because you're in this journey for a long haul. So if you're in this
Right.
journey for let's say 2 years, so why not spend at least 2 days or maybe 1 week understanding about what is really required and introspecting yourself whether you are fit for it. So that's
Right.
what I did. That's what I did during my college time, and then I totally jumped into the preparation right away, leaving placements as you said.
Right. That were your parents and family okay with the fact that you were leaving your placement season?
In fact, they were the ones who really pushed me to leave placement.
Oh.
Honestly, yeah. So they were totally not in for money. So while my relatives, they really expected me to, bear those crores of packages of crores or something,
Yeah.
which IIT is apparently known for. But my parents were very clear from the very start.
So all was good in the hood there. No.
Yes, yes.
So as you know, so that on the 4th of October we have this year's prelims, which got shifted due to COVID-19, and we are
Yes.
just about to give. So my first question to you will be from on the behalf of those people. So firstly, what was your strategy for prelims? For example, the elimination technique and wise guessing, as we say.
Yes.
And what are your last minute tips for these people who are going to give the exam 3 days later?
Okay. So two questions. Is last minute tips. So I think as far as elimination is concerned, it's mostly based on your existing knowledge. So
Right.
it will be wrong to say that a particular pattern emerges out of an examination. Believe me, UPSC is always there to surprise you. But I think what's really required is more of a common sense that something like this really can't happen. So for example, and then people draw patterns on the basis of that only. So for example,
Right.
like if there are questions on scientific facts, so let's say if you have a strong science background, and you would know that to prove something, it's not really required in science. To disprove it is what is required. So a theory
Right.
is right unless proven wrong. So scientific hypotheses are thus generally right. So this is how you draw patterns in an exam. So if there is a scientific fact, unless it is really scientifically false, it will be generally true. So this is how
Right.
elimination goes. So and then elimination goes how like your tertiary knowledge. So you won't believe me when I attended questions in some of my mocks. I could recall some of the facts which I saw on a signboard. Literally, I was traveling one day and I saw
Right.
some government scheme on a signboard. I was in a bus, and then I was attempting that particular paper, and I saw the same question, and it was something about whether this scheme was really applicable only in rural areas or urban areas. Then I was like, oh no, I was traveling in an urban area. It must have been applied right there. So that's how
Right.
you can grow out from your life experiences and your tertiary knowledge. You don't really require much of your static knowledge, but it really requires the breadth of knowledge per se. So because elimination,
Right.
you'd be so faced with questions which you don't know. That's where you get to eliminate options, and that elimination option would be through your general knowledge. So I
That's
would
true.
not tell you patterns per se. You can search that online. Even I did the same. There is Ronal website, etc. They
Hmm.
tell you generic patterns, then they also tell you the exceptions to it. And
Right.
I'll rather focus more on the last minute tips that I like to advise people. See, I think there are today is October 1 and October 4
Yes.
is the prelims. So there's not much you can do right now, but then chill because ultimately you've been preparing, you've been in the journey for long. It's been, I mean, must have been more than a year that you have been in this program.
Right.
1 or 2 days are not going to change where you stand today. So what you can do is de-stress yourself out, clear out your mind, and see that you attempt every question like it's something new, and you do not feel underconfident about it. So what I mean is, carry that confidence, carry that optimism that you're going to do great, irrespective of whatever stage of preparation that you have been in. Honestly, believe me, this examination is not just about knowledge; it's a test of your temperament. So the way you approach any question is what is really required. And if you really want to speak about what specific areas one should be focusing right now, so capture the low-hanging fruits. What are those low-hanging fruits? From which areas you can generally ask questions like there could be reports and indices, there could be various climate change organizations, so stuff like that, which are generally as in films, and they do not really go, they never go in your permanent memory. Or they could be
Right.
map-based questions. So you can revise all those questions in these 2 to 3 days. So I think that's pretty much I would advise right now. Do not stress yourself out. Whatever you have done, you will do well. You must have attended all your mocks. Just try to ensure that you do not repeat the same mistakes which you did earlier in your mocks. If you ensure just this only, that you do your consolidated knowledge, apply your consolidated knowledge in your exam, and not repeat the mistakes, you will do well in the exam.
Right. So this was for the preliminary exam, but you did start your preparation in August 2018 seriously, right?
Yes, yes.
So you must have had a clear mind map so as to complete your syllabus. What was
Yes.
that like? How much time did you give to each of these subjects? What was your dedicated time for the subjects that are a must to complete at least before prelims?
Yes, and thank you for really asking me the question, because I have a very strong sentiment about this question itself. Believe
Yes.
me, I think I can judge a person. I can literally judge a person or an aspirant on the basis of the kind of strategy he does make
Right.
on a page. So it's like judging a person on the basis of how he reads a newspaper. So as far as planning is concerned, or dedicating time for subjects, what I did, my journey was I started in August 2018. I decided that by 31st December 2018, I will
18.
do the first iteration. First iteration
Okay.
means do the initial syllabus, like which is very visible with everybody. Everybody knows you have to do Lakshmikant for quality. Everybody knows you have to do Shankar for environment, or whatever the standard sources. I'll do it. So what would that would ensure that you'll do your prelims preparation at least till December 31st, 2018. Then what I did was I realized, since I was a rookie, it was the first attempt. I had little guidance about it. Then I realized that I have left so much of coaching which is really required in mains. So in the
Right.
next 2 months, what I did was that I enrolled for a test series. I enrolled for a test series in Forum IS for mains, and according to that, I tried covering more and more topics from various sources which I decided beforehand, and I attempted about 5 papers till February 25. So in those about 2 months, I did my mains preparation, and in those 4 to 5 months, I did my prelims preparation, and then I dedicated 100 days for prelims. So we are in this phase right now where people might have dedicated 100 days for prelims. So
Right.
I kind of trisected whole my journey into these 3 phases. So those first prelims phase, then mains phase, and another 100 days prelims without optional. So I did not do
Right.
any optional in the last 100 days. And as far as micro scheduling a day is concerned, about the time needed for a particular subject, I personally advise that you do 2 subjects in a day. People are
Okay.
there who do one subject the whole day, but I think you should do at least 2 subjects a day, because first you won't get bored. So ultimately,
Monotonous नहीं होगा.
yeah, if you are like dedicating 8 hours to study and you're studying just one subject, at the end of the day you might feel good that you have done so much of things, but first your attention might die, and you will get bored. So instead, why not do two subjects? So partition your day into 3 slots of 3 hours each. I'm just giving you a rough idea.
Right. Right.
Academic slot 1, 3 hours in the morning. Academic slot 2, 3 hours in the afternoon, and then in the evening 3 hour slot. Academic slot 3. So I would advise do your optional subject if it is a scientific optional from engineering kind. Since my optional was mathematics, so do your optionals like scientific optionals in the first slot when you are energetic, like you're just starting your day. Then you can do GS, like any subject of GS in slot 1 and then slot 2. So in all, you are dedicating like 9 hours in a day. Nobody can stop you from clearing this examination. And at the end of the day, you will feel great that you have done so much of work.
Right.
Yes, so that's how I decided. And apart from those 9 hours, there's newspaper reading and answer writing. Those can be planned.
So, what were your like sources for current affairs? Because current affairs is a very vast portion, and you one gets confused because there are so many plethora of resources available in the market, and there are online things, and PIB, PRS, everything is there. So, how did you like make a gist of the current affairs from everything that was available?
Yes.
What did you select specifically?
So, disclaimer first, I am a rookie. I am a first attempter. So, I don't have the wisdom of veteran people who have had known the
Right.
journey from the very slice, each and every slice of this journey. So, what I did was that I used to read newspaper every day. Secondly, I would do monthly current affairs from any of the magazine. I did Vision IS personally. I read the Hindu because the reason was everybody was reading the Hindu. I didn't want to be felt like left out. So if there's something in Hindu, I think I have to read Hindu as well. Otherwise, somebody else might score better than me. And thirdly,
Right.
I also did like daily current affairs by insights. So
Okay.
I did I prepared current affairs really heavily and I made notes out of it. So if you see my notes of my current affairs, you will see that, this guy doesn't really know how to prepare because I've over prepared my current affairs. So,
Right.
so even those websites are not giving exam oriented material, and I'm just trying to like summarize. So you'll see, in fact, people who are going to begin this journey, they'll see the changes in themselves, the way they make their notes out. The time that they start understanding what is really required in the exam will get reflected in the very notes making itself. So I'm a strong votary of
Exactly.
making notes for current affairs because they get updated every day, and also I'm a strong votary of reading newspapers every day because not because they help you like complete a particular topic, but because they every day you'll get reminded of that particular topic, and that helps in memorization. So
Right.
I used to observe this in myself that whenever I attempted many of my mocks, my friends used to ask me that how did you even do this question? We didn't find that in the compilation. So and even I was like, no, it was somewhere in my memory. So I traced this back to my newspaper reading skills and the way I heavily prepared my current affairs. So
Right.
prepare notes of current affairs but know what to write. And I think there is absolutely, relatively less the need for doing daily current affairs by any of the websites though. But at least do your current affairs and do some monthly compilation. Just ensure that
Right.
no topic is left. Whatever be the sources, ensure that no topic is left.
That's true. And I was reading actually your strategy on CSE Wiki, and you did mention that do not make notes of the standard books that are there. Do not waste your time in making notes of the standard books.
Yes.
And one more thing that I'd like to point out is you also mentioned that if you're doing the monthly compilation from one coaching, then join the test series of some another coaching so that
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
My question, this was just something that I was mentioning. My question from you is that what about these topics that are not like essentially a part of syllabus for prelims, for example, society and especially ethics and world history, which also confuses a lot of people. So, what was your strategy for ethics and world history?
Yes. Let me just repeat what you said about the test series thing and the current affairs thing, since we were on to the last question. So,
Right.
whatever sources you have for your static or your dynamic preparation, so static is like constant, but at least for the dynamic part, the current affairs part, ensure that you do not attempt the test series of the same institute. So, you are
Right.
preparing for an exam nobody knows about really. Everybody is there to facilitate your preparation. So understand that you do not have to be prepared for a particular institute. You have to prepare for a bigger exam. So try to
Right.
diversify your sources, just like you diversify your risks in the market. So
Right.
secondly, now coming on to the main topic, specifically which are not mentioned in prelims. See, you have to do a cost benefit analysis of how much weight is given by UPSC for that particular topic. Secondly, let me just clarify. I had enough time on me, so I did not leave any single topic out of my preparation. So I prepared world
Right.
history बहुत अच्छे से. So
Hmm.
I was not like, yeah, I'm going to give less time to this particular topic. I was kind of a guy that I would prepare everything because I usually think this way that if you're attempting any exam, at the end of the exam, when you're done with the exam, you have to have this feeling that I did my best and I could do anything better. So it should not be like
Right.
yeah, मैं एक extra book पढ़ लेता, so I would have done better. तो
हाँ.
इसीलिए now coming on to मेंस के जो टॉपिक हैं which are not covered in prelims. So taking world history, I'm like being very honest. मैंने तन्मय शर्मा सर के नोट्स उठाए, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से कंपाइल किए हुए थे, and I adapted them according to theme. Then मैंने I also adopted another note किसी और I am not able to remember उन टॉपर के नाम, but I again consolidated notes. So मैंने पका पकाया खाना खाया. So that's what I did. So because world history, अगर आप previous day questions if you observe, you'll see they ask themes. See what about French
Right.
Revolution? So what about emancipation of different countries? So get a basic idea कि कैसे questions पूछते हैं and prepare your notes accordingly. और इसके बाद I was confident that I have done enough work कि कुछ भी आएगा तो I'll tackle it. Otherwise nobody will be able to tackle it. Secondly,
Right.
ethics. Ethics, I was advised by my friends that do not go for any particular book. Prepare your terms, search out your terms on your internet and understand what this really means. Because case जो part 2 है मतलब उस DS4 का, उसमें they'll ask case studies, right? Section 3 में.
Right.
So that requires application. So for application, you really need to understand the concepts well. So that's why I really searched out the terms there. And but another bonus thing that I did, see, I am very let's say I'm being very honest that मैंने बहुत सारे toppers के I exactly copy pasted diagrams और बहुत सारे उन्होंने कोई they have written very beautiful quotes somewhere. So I used to observe what really works in the exam and I directly copy pasted the same things in my answer script as well. So yeah, it had the originality in the way that I have to think that where to adjust this stuff. It had to be in my mind somewhere. But I had no hesitation in adopting and adapting, what other people are doing good. So that's what I did in ethics. So particularly, I remember Abhishek Surana sir. I adapted a lot of things, like lot many examples, lot many definitions from there. So I am a votary of the same. Paka pakaya khalo, see, this is an exam. You're not here to really do a PhD.
Exactly. What about the interview, sir? What sort of an experience did you have in your interview?
See, so my interview was a bit weird that way. I mean, I had heard that UPSC board is really cordial. They are going to ask you what's inside you. But contrast to that contrasting thing happened. Mine was a kind of a stress interview. I don't know what happened there. I almost feel like it was a disaster. But let's see, let the marks come out. Maybe I did bad in my teams and they awarded me good in the interview. So it was a stress interview. They really stressed me out. They started, passing on comments like you do not even read the newspaper, or why an intelligent person like you is not able to think. So they really put me in a stressful situation to see whether I am able to hold up.
Right.
So that's how my interview went, and I think from my transcript it can be seen what are the kind of questions they asked. So it was mostly factual. They could be asking, what is the threshold limit for a high-speed train? I said, sir, I'm not able to recall. Then they again pushed me, what is the limit for Hyperloop then? So Hyperloop is another kind of high-speed train, right? So I said, sir, sorry, I'm not able to recall. So this is what they do, and the key is to not think right there, what's really happening. Just attempt every question in a new way, like a new opportunity. So that's how my interview went. Totally unlike what people say about the cordialness of the board.
Right. But the questions were majorly from your DAF or otherwise also?
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you. Sorry.
The questions were mainly asked from your DAF or otherwise also, like in general questions were asked?
No. So it was a well-balanced interview in that sense. So the chairman and the member 1 and member 2, they mostly asked questions around my DAF and then static questions as well. So on one hand, they are asking me, okay, what is sheet music, which was my hobby. And in the very next instant, they could be asking, how was president elected? So what is the electoral college? So they were kind of testing me on each and every point, maybe. But then M4 and M3, basically third member and the fourth member, they asked me like questions out of the blue. They asked me questions from public administration, maybe. There are various fragmented ministries. What do you suggest? And questions like what is zero-based budgeting in corporate sector, or why was Antarctica in news? I mean, I had no background per se in these many themes, and I was very honest in saying that sorry, I'm not able to recall and something like that.
Right.
Yes.
But what do you think, sir? That what is it that they're looking in a civil servant while they are interviewing you?
Yes, so that is a really good question, and that is something I learned like in the very late of my journey. So I was among the people who had my interview in the post-COVID times. So I had my interview on 23rd July, and
Right.
thanks to many of my friends who taught me what is really required in an interview. So being a civil servant, you have to think like a civil servant. Do not think like you are an editor of a newspaper. So what it means is,
Right.
whatever situation that you give you, you should have always two things in your mind. First, that you are a representative or a part of a welfare state. So that's where you will always care about the minorities and the most deprived.
Right.
Secondly, you have to go by the rule of law. So whatever's written in the law is right by default. Do not apply your mind right there. So these are the two core things that I learned, and I think I feel great that I became civil servant that day when I actually learned what is really required of a civil servant. So if you apply these two things, you will start thinking like a civil servant, and you'll see. And third, obviously having a positive outlook. So if a particular
Right.
bill is passed by a parliament, so in those days it was about the Citizenship Amendment Act or NRC, so there was a lot of
Right.
controversies about that. Or then there was Corona handling and all. So being a civil servant, you have to have a positive outlook about everything. So whatever is passed in the parliament must have had. Their wisdom is supreme. So you are a new joinee in the government, and their wisdom is supreme. You have to respect it. It's not your work. So your work
Right.
is to execute the same. So you have to have confidence in the lawmakers. Secondly, you have to have the confidence outlook and that's where you need to provide constructive criticism for whatever policies there are. Because imagine yourself being a civil servant posted in a district, then you will be reporting to your seniors. So they'll not be interested
Right.
in what you think about how this policy is bad or something. They'll be interested in about the execution part. Okay, what better can we do? So that's what is really required of a civil servant. He's an executive. He's a permanent executive. So he has to think like a civil servant. So everybody will gain that. I hope people get good company in their interview preparation. So I was lucky that way. That people actually told me I met a few civil servants as well. So that's where I
Right.
get to know about how to really think like a civil servant. Otherwise, your interview preparation is mostly about who you are, about your dad.
Right.
Yes.
So a lot of people they take multiple attempts. They require multiple attempts to clear this examination, and you
Yes.
did clear with a pretty decent rank in your very first attempt.
Yes.
What are the things that you think that you did right?
Okay. That is an interesting question. So what I did right, I think it's mostly a game of mindset and psychology. That
Right.
you need to take this exam as an exam. Being an engineer, so I have been through another competitive exam called IIT JEE
IT.
Advanced in our
Right.
time. So you need to have that examination temperament in the first place. And what does it really mean? It means that you need to take it like an exam. So if I'm taking prelims exam, so let's talk about in context. So prelims is coming on 4th October. So if I were to
Right.
attend prelims, I would have had this strategy that I'll have to get 70. I would aim 70 questions, and to attempt those 70 questions, I may attempt 80 questions, 90 questions, 100 questions. Nobody cares. If you get 70 correct, you are in. So I try to
Right.
simplify things and made smaller goals for myself. So if I know I have to get 70 questions right, I'll have to work for it, and you'll have to constantly track your prep. Second, the outlook thing. So, considering about I don't know 5 lakh people appear for the UPSC prelims, you might have a huge pressure. You might have seen, you might be studying in a library, and you might see people totally studying around you, maybe 12 hours, 15 hours. So, you need to know about yourself. That you need to stay confident about yourself. So every day you'll be asking questions to you, like why me or why not me. So
Right.
the moment you start balancing these two components, why me wala question would be like a negative sort of attitude. Ki, bhai, why would I get selected when people are studying 15 hours a day? But if you
Right.
have a little positive outlook, you will be feeling why not me, why not me. So the moment you start gravitating towards that why not me every day, you will have that strong sense of feeling at the end of your preparation, and you'll feel great about your journey, and you'll do good in the exam. And the third thing I feel is digital note making and information
Right.
management. Believe me or not, this exam is also about this database of information management. Ultimately, you learn a lot of things in your journey. You'll not be able to recall that on your exam day. So the way you organize your ideas, your information, that is really the key to getting this examination. I
Right.
extensively use digital note taking. I use literally every software available on earth, probably for digital note taking, from Google Keep to Apple Notes to OneNote to Evernote. Whatever was there in the market, I used it, and I use Google Excel, Google Sheets, Microsoft
Excel.
Excel, and Word, whatnot. So probably I can send you the samples which I did. I
Right.
use digital notes extensively, and what how it helped me that I always used to carry my notes around. So I'm traveling in a metro, I can pull up my phone and see my notes and revise something. So I
Right.
think that is a very crucial. That has been a very crucial part of my strategy.
That's true. So, but there must have been moments when you would have felt down, or maybe that things are not working, or was there a moment when you did think कि यार ये गलती हो गई, प्लेसमेंट में बैठ जाना चाहिए था?
वो तो दिस क्वेश्चन you'll be asking जब आपके इंस्टाग्राम पे स्टोरीज देखोगे अपने दोस्तों की, मतलब they'll be
हाँ,
partying in Miami or I don't know San Francisco, Los
exactly.
Angeles. Yeah, so वो question आएगा, but then what is really important that you took a decision. I don't know, 1 year back of not sitting for placement. Now you'll have to stand by every day. So whatever
Right.
you do, you'll have to stand by the decision. And as far as feeling low is concerned, I already told you every day you'll feel highs and lows. Maybe in the morning you start thinking like why not me, and at the end of the day you're like why me. So that's how every day goes. But very particular to my journey, I think I was fairly confident in mains. Prelims का ऐसा हुआ था कि I knew the paper was hard, so I went on a trip on the very same day. मैं like 8 बजे ऋषिकेश निकल गया था. So I was like कि मैं देखूंगा नहीं. Then I came after a week and I knew I was comfortably clearing the prelims examination, so that was good.
Right.
But that was kind of an escape, so I was not really worrying about it. I was like कि okay, I've done this exam, I've done my best. I'll check the fee बाद में आके. I'll let me enjoy my life first. So as far as mains is concerned, my mains win, I think I did my best and I did pretty well. So I completed all my papers in time. So I was fairly confident that I'll make it up to the interview list. But then
Right.
it was the interview that was the most trickiest of stage. So I had over prepared. Literally, I had like 8 months of interview preparation. I had over prepared everything, and the way my interview went was totally like different from what I have prepared. So that was the only
Right.
moment in my journey I felt okay, something bad happened, and I'll probably not be top 100 that way. So maybe the actual reasons could be different of not scoring better in the exam, but
Right.
that was a key low moment for me, that I felt like okay, why did this happen with me? Okay, so certainly there is this luck factor that is involved, and now I know it. I had
Right.
only heard it that you can only do as much, like to prepare well on your side, but then there's this luck. It was the first hand experience of luck from my side when I had that interview on that very day.
Right.
I can still remember walking out of that boardroom, out of UPSC, and I was
हाँ.
so dejected. I was like, my dad came up to me and I was like, Papa, अगला attempt देना पड़ेगा. I'll have to start preparing. So I was so dejected. मतलब literally मतलब 2-3 दिन तक तो I was like कि क्या हो गया? I don't know what happened. I
हाँ.
was so prepared. I already told you that I got to know 2 to 3 mantras of civil servant की welfare state और GG. So I was so happy and confident about myself कि okay, I can think like a civil servant. But that interview part was really got me crazy. Or that was the low point. But then there is this your friends and your family who will
Right.
push you. उनका जो confidence होता है आप में, that really pushes you up. कि okay, you'll do good, you'll land in this. Like my mom was so confident. My mom and dad, they were so confident I'll make a good one.
Right.
Yes.
That is what is, I think, required. You must have a good cushioning so that you don't feel pressurized at the end of the day.
Yes, totally.
So, sir, the examination for 2021 also got postponed by 23 days approximately. So, it's on the 26th of June, and
Yes.
between the prelims and mains, there's just only 81 days, which is
Yes.
comparatively less number of days than usual. Let's just say that somebody who's starting preparation now will have 9 months to give the preliminary examination. What do you have to say to that person?
Okay. So, thinking like the person is like totally blank about this preparation as a whole, so he'll start right away from zero. I'll tell him, yeah, first, this is the attempt to give. So, all do not
Right.
delay your attempt that way. If you have sufficient time, like 9 months is sufficient time, especially if you do not have engineering optional. So, science, maths optional, they take a lot of time. But if you do not have those engineering optional, just go for the attempt. The least,
Right.
the worst which could happen to you would be ki, okay, you do not clear the exam, but at least you would have been prepared for the next attempt really well. So that's how
Right.
you should be aiming it. And secondly, see, there is plenty much of time. I started in August, so we are in October. Okay, probably a month late. But then the prelims for me was on 2nd June. For you, it's
2nd June,
25th June.
right.
So you already have like 1 month extra. So just go for it. You can divide your journey, like I said, in 3 phases. Probably like a starter phase in which you can do like 2 revisions of basic books. Then work on answer writing for some time, and then 100 days if you are attempting the prelims for the first time. 100 days dedicated prelims journey without optional. You will clear it. See, this exam requires right guidance and right sources. If you are
Right.
on the right path, you will do it. See, there is no shortcut. If you are really looking for like there are 9 months, so how would you really plan these things out? So there are no shortcuts. Everybody tells this, right? Everybody tells this. Every topper, every guy on
Right.
will tell you there are no shortcuts, but there are a lot of long cuts, right? So that's what I want to emphasize. Having the right guidance and having the right strategy. See, nobody is going to give you, going to go over a test to test. I mean, face to face and tell you, एकदम हाथ पे लिखवा के feed कराएंगे, okay, ऐसे ऐसे करो, ऐसे
हाँ.
ऐसे करो. See, you are aspiring for a position which requires some sense of responsibility on your shoulders. So this is the moment you need to start acting like it. So
Right.
see how to plan, see how what to see, try to introspect yourself and plan accordingly. So strategy ठीक कर लो, as I said, बहुत easily judge कर सकते हैं बंदे को. उसकी strategy से you can judge the competency of a person. So that is the key for those 9 months. And हाँ, take this exam like an exam. Exam को exam की तरह देखोगे तो you will clear it. If you make it your life, so probably it might just take more time. I'll say.
Right. And once you get in the loop, I think from my personal experience, if you get in the loop of, reattempting the exam again and again,
Yes.
then you do get stuck somewhere.
Yes.
Uh,
The game is really that of confidence. So when you
Right.
are in this loop, you do not get to improve because feedback is really important. Maybe take a break for some time and see what are the areas you really need to work on. Otherwise, once
Right.
you are in that loop, you don't really get to improve on yourself. So why would you get selected?
Exactly.
Right?
That's true. Sir, thank you very much. I think we majorly covered every topic from prelims to the interview.
Yes.
Personally speaking, for me, you motivated me a lot. I have to give the exam next year, and I
Okay.
was just looking for that dash of motivation. It is always internal, but external things also help sometimes.
Yes.
So thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for taking time out, and congratulations for the result, and all the best for everything that you do in life.
Thank you so much for inviting me here, and best of
It
luck
was
for
a
your
pleasure.
preparation and all the people who have joined in. I
Right.
like to convey my best regards. All the best. Do your prelims well. It's on 4th October. You will do well.
Yes.
See, and somebody have to get selected. You just get your birth done. You get your seat
Right.
done. So best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Please save this
Yes.
video. Once you end this, you'll get the option of saving it. So please save
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I'll save it. Okay. So
Okay.
are we
Thank
taking
you.
questions from the people, because I see there are a lot of questions inside the comment box, so we are not really responding to them.
We actually covered what they. I was just going through the comments, so we majorly covered. They were talking about these things only.
Okay. Great then. So best of luck to all. Thank you for calling me here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay.